this game, is this a big game for you coming up?
It's definitely a big game for me, you know, being from Georgia, and you know, I've been looking forward to, like I say, I've been looking forward to this one for sure all year. You know, been trying to, you know, we take it 1 week at a time, but this is definitely a big game for me.
What made you go come to Auburn over Georgia? I know they recruited you. I think you were committed to them at one point. Why
Yeah.
Auburn over Georgia?
Ultimately, I came on a visit here, and I felt like this place was home. Like I felt like Auburn felt more like home to me than Georgia did. And at the end of the day, to me, that was something that was really important to me, and that was kind of like the final straw and why I ended up coming to Auburn.
You just surprised a lot of people back home by picking Auburn, or what was it?
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of angry people, especially the way I ended up flipping, you know. But, you know, it was what it was. You know, I was happy with my decision. I still am happy with my decision. So, you know, it's all good.
Do you have a lot of connections with guys currently on that team? And if so, what is this week like for those relationships?
I definitely know a lot of guys on the team. I haven't particularly spoken to any of them recently, but definitely through recruiting and just in high school playing ball against different guys. I definitely know multiple guys on that team, and, you know, they just happen to be our opponent this week.
Yeah, it's just the big plays, the passing game, not just you, but Ryan and Will. I mean, how much does that breed confidence each week when you continue to have those plays like you guys have had?
I think it breeds a lot, you know, for our coaches and for Jared, you know, knowing that once we get the ball in our hands, we'll be able to make plays for them. And I think, like you say, like Ryan, Will, you know, Eli, some of those guys, they do a great job of catching and running with the ball after the catch. And, you know, I think it'll be nothing but good things for us.
I guess some schools, recruited you as a defensive back at first. Was your heart always set on being a receiver at those times?
Or? No, not initially, because I initially got a lot of defense offers. You know, you first get your first couple offers, you're like, yeah, I'll play anywhere, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's a scholarship. But, you know, obviously as the recruiting process got on and I got more control of it, you know, I just knew my heart was more in playing offense than it was in defense. And, you know, ultimately that's what I went with.
What was Georgia looking at you as? Strictly receiver?
Well, back then Coach Prue was there,
yeah.
and we had a really good relationship. But I was committed there to play offense.
Okay. And then the night before signing day, you commit to Auburn. You mentioned it didn't set well with some people in Georgia. What was that night like, and what were the initial reactions, and what was your reaction to those reactions?
It was stressful. That whole night was stressful because I didn't actually end up deciding until like 11 o'clock at night. So, you know, it was at my school. We signed the next day. You know, my table was the only table that was empty, and my mother was like trying not to, you know, stress me to the side, but she wanted to put stuff on the table, and you know, it was stressful. Once I made the decision, once I made the choice, you know, I made my calls. You know, I called Coach Malzahn, and you know, I was really happy with the choice. And initially, you know, social media these days, you know, it was, you know, my phone like froze because my Twitter was just so many notifications, you know, some good, some bad. But, you know, it was, at the end of the day, I was happy with my decision, so it was, you know, it was fine.
Obviously, I'm sure you're happy with your decision now. I mean, you're Auburn's go-to deep receiver. Did you ever believe, when you got that first scholarship offer, as you said, and people were seeing you as maybe the defensive back, that you would be maybe a go-to guy on a big team running for an SEC title, perhaps?
Yeah, you know, it was always a dream, you know, for sure. You know, because in high school, that's what I did a lot. I ran a lot of deep balls, call out deep balls. So, you know, I was definitely hoping that one day, you know, once I committed to Auburn, I definitely wanted to be a go-to guy for Auburn. You know, come here and make plays and just help my team win.
You said you didn't make that decision until like 11 o'clock that night. Did you lose any sleep that night, or?
Honestly, I don't even remember sleeping. Honestly, I really don't, because we signed at like 8 a.m. that morning. So I was up at probably like 6:37, trying to get, you know, the papers and stuff. Like I said, my mom wanted to decorate the table and things of that nature. But, you know, it ended up being a good day.
You said obviously there was a lot of backlash from people. When you're going through that time, does that affect you at all? Just like, how tough is it to see that?
It's kind of like, on one hand, you know, I guess you know, kind of, you feel kind of bad, I guess, because it's like, dang, like I didn't realize. I really didn't think people would care. Honestly, I really didn't. I didn't think people were gonna care that much. I was like, you know, I'm gonna flip, and you know, it might be like a couple people, but like, you know, my high school had a lot of Georgia fans. So like when I originally committed, you know, a lot of people from my school specifically were, you know, really happy. So obviously when I flipped, like nobody like I guess treated me any different or anything. But you know, obviously they're disappointed. But you know, it's like you say, it's anything in life. You make some people happy, you know, you can't make everyone happy. So you know, it is what it is.
You know, Auburn's obviously hasn't beaten Georgia since 2013, and I'm sure the senior class doesn't want to go out and not having beat you know, Georgia. Is there any talk like that in the locker room? I mean, obviously this game's important for a lot of reasons, but is that one of them?
I think just in general, just year in, year out, this is just a big game. You know, Auburn versus Georgia is a big game. You know, they call it the oldest rivalry in the Deep South. You know, and I think year in and year out it lives up to that. It's always a tough game with those guys, and you know, I think you know, it's just as important as any other year.
How much satisfaction, though, would you guys get knocking off a team that's #1 in the college football playoff rankings?
I definitely think it'd be a huge win for us, and you know, for the community of Auburn, I definitely think it'd be a huge win, and you know, I'm sure, you know, it definitely bring a great deal of satisfaction as far as just, you know, being able to beat one of your rivals and you know, in anything is definitely satisfying.
Obviously, you guys have had a lot more success this season stretching the field, but going up against Georgia, they're one of the best defenses in the nation at preventing those type of plays. What's going to be the key for you guys in kind of being able to keep it up this weekend?
I think just executing, just everybody doing their job. You know, I think as long as, you know, we continue to work and get open and the whole line protects Jared, and, you know, he's always going to make good decisions. And, you know, I think as long as everybody just does their job, you know, I feel like we'll be fine.
Coach Malzone said you guys need to play with championship urgency. What does that mean to you?
Just in practice and, you know, like before the game. Like he always says, you know, like throughout the week, like, you know, to prepare yourself, you know, for the game. Don't start, you know, Thursday, Friday, you know, get your mind right Saturday. So, you know, start Monday, you know, with recovery and, you know, maybe it's, you know, getting out, catching some extra balls or working on some technique things. So I feel like that all kind of, wow. Your question, wait, what was your question again?
Coach said you have to play with championship urgency. What's that
Yeah,
mean?
I was trying to remember where you used
Yeah,
urgency.
no,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
No, yeah, for sure. And just all of those things encompass, you know, just, you know, in your effort, your attitude, your mentality, I think, you know, that's what it gets at.
Do you think you guys have missed that at times before big games? Because recently, kind of been on the short end of some of these big games. Do you think that that's been missing, or do you think there's been an ingredient you guys haven't had going into some of these bigger games?
No, I wouldn't say not in particular, you know. With the games we did lose, you know, was for, you know, whatever reason, you know, it just didn't, you know, we just didn't, you know, make enough plays to win the game, obviously. But I definitely think we've always done a good job, but obviously it's an emphasis right now, just being urgent, you know, being meticulous, you know, the things you do.
Carry-On said yesterday that, you know, the team and himself, they don't want a repeat of what happened at LSU in the second half. You guys want to finish games strong. How much of an emphasis is maybe that part with the championship urgency?
It's been a huge, ever since that game, it's been a huge emphasis, just, you know, because we know we popped out to a lot of good starts, and, you know, definitely just, you know, finishing the game strong, and for sure he's right. You know, we definitely don't ever want to do that again. You know, we want to come out in the third quarter and play strong all the way through the fourth. And I feel like ever since then we've done a good job of doing that in the games that follow.
Darius, what's been the key to the screen game? I mean, usually it's been Ryan Davis or a couple of the guys, but they even ran the tunnel screen for you at Arkansas for a big play. It just seems like it's something that's kind of clicking there now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, just kind of been working for us lately. So, you know, I don't know if we'll keep going to it or what, but, you know, it's just been working for us.
Can you kind of see, once you get the ball in your hands on a play like that, whether or not it's going to be a big play or not?
Yeah, definitely once you turn, because when you're turning towards a quarterback, you kind of, in a flash, see the field, so you can see if there's a defender or something. So, you know, at that point, you just try not to get excited and, you know, whip the ball in and then, you know, run after the catch.
You've been around Carry-On for a long time, going back to recruiting. Did you, when you saw him then and saw his size, did you ever imagine him being the physical runner that he is right now?
No, actually, funny thing, I never met Carry-On until I got here. Actually, I didn't never, you know, I actually didn't really know anybody because, like I said, I was coming to Georgia. But no, I guess not. I mean, he's obviously turned out to be a heck of a player, but you know, definitely watching him run sometimes, it's almost like surreal. You know, you can't. It's like because you know I see him every day. You know, hang out with him from time to time, and then he goes out there and he does some stuff he does. It's just like wow.
When he does what he like he did Saturday, I mean, running through guys, throwing guys down. I mean, what does that do for an offense?
It's definitely invigorating. You know, it like gives you life because you know he's fighting hard, he's throwing guys, and then you know I think it just you know gives everybody energy, you know, excitement. You know, on it now somebody else wants to go make a play or you know play harder, you know, whatever. So I think it's great for us.
Do you have any good friends still that are maybe Georgia fans?
Fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot, honestly. A lot, most actually.
So what's that like going into a week like this, or when they've been winning and winning, this game's coming up?
It's been all year. I mean,
Yeah.
but you know,
Is there smack talk from them?
yeah, you know, when anybody's team is winning, you know, people, you know, say they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it doesn't really bother me.
There's been a lot of things since sliced bread, though.
It has been a lot. I don't know why that
There's-
phrase came to mind.
You said that you set a goal of being a big play receiver. Now it's really starting to happen, especially these last 2 games. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot, you know. You know, I've been trying to work hard on doing a really good job of judging deep balls and working on getting good, clean releases off DBs so I can get rolling. And you know, this you know is one of the things I want to be able to do for our offense, for our team. And you know, I'm happy to be able to do it.
How would you assess your season personally? Obviously, a lot of big plays, but your catch rate isn't as high as some of the other receivers right now.
I mean, I feel like I've had a solid season so far. You know, I could have obviously been better. You know, obviously I wish, you know, earlier in the season didn't have the ankle injury and all that and had to miss some games and things. But as far as that goes, I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much. You know, I just try to make as many plays as possible. You know, you make some, you miss some.
You guys good?